Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Wherever you're tuning in from around the globe, peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Welcome to the $1 Trillion Tickers broadcast. I'm your host, MattRiches. It is Monday, May 4th, 2026. The market is in the middle of fear and in the middle of greed on the Fear and Greed Index. It is at 66. Oil is surging past $113 a barrel, and the geopolitical heat is building in the Strait of Hormuz. Bitcoin finally broke through 80,000 again. eBay is the wild card of the morning, with GameStop's Ryan Cohen dropping a $56 billion unsolicited bid to buy the company. Berkshire Hathaway reported in the pre-market. We'll get to that. And Palantir, y'all. Palantir has earnings after the market closes. The chess pieces are moving fast. I watch the charts, give the breaking news, and find the levels so you don't have to. This show is for education and entertainment only. Always do your own research, but you can use this show as a foundation. Let's get into the mantra, y'all. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to be happy. I deserve the wealth that I'm building for me and my family. Riches and freedom, they come to our hands. I am the master of all I command. My learning is limitless. My earnings are too. The more I discover, the more I can do. The stock market is a machine of design, and I have the power to make that wealth mine. I am capable, I am skilled, I am bold. Blessings on the journey as the vision unfolds. All right, let's get into some macro data. The macro picture. No orange or red folders on Forex Factory today, so no major data announcements. No economic data that drops in the pre-market or throughout the session today. That means the market is moving on headlines and earnings. And there's no shortage of either. All right. Oil is the story of the morning, with Brent crude trading above $113 a barrel. That's a 5% surge, driven by supply disruption fears after reports of an Iranian missile strike on a U.S. Navy vessel near the Strait of Hormuz. Now, U.S. officials have pushed back on those reports, and some initial losses in the futures have been pared back. But when oil moves like this, it touches everything. Transportation, consumer goods, energy stocks. Stay aware. All right, let's check out this earnings that we had in the pre-market. One of our $1 trillion tickers, we had Berkshire B. Let me see. Berkshire B beat on earnings by 3.5%, and they beat on revenue by 0.8%. And it's up a little bit from yesterday's close. Currently up almost 0.5% from yesterday's close. All right, and then after the market closes, earnings, we have Palantir, on Semiconductor, and Grab Holdings, y'all. All right, let's get into Robert Greene's daily law for today. The appearance of the Naivete. He who poses as a fool is not a fool at all. Daily law. Those who make a show or display of innocence are often the least innocent of them all. Those who claim to be non-players may affect an air of naivete to protect themselves from the accusation that they are after power. Beware, because the appearance of naivete can be one of the most effective tools of deceit. And even genuine naivete is not free from the snares of power. Children may seem innocent in many ways, but they often act from an elemental need to gain control over those around them. They suffer greatly from feeling powerless in an adult world and they will use any means available to get their way. Too many innocent seeming people are still very much playing for power and are often extraordinarily effective at the game precisely because they are not hindered by reflection. When it comes to long-term investing, the most dangerous people in the financial world are the ones who play innocent. The fund manager who says, "We're just buying and holding, no agenda here," while quietly rotating billions into a sector before the retail crowd figures it out. The financial media personality who positions themselves as your friend, your guide, your humble servant, while they're getting paid to steer your attention. As a long-term investor, learn to see through the naivete performance. When someone in the market acts like they have nothing to gain, ask yourself what they actually stand to gain. Follow the capital, not the character. When it comes to day trading, the naivete trap shows up in stock setups. A stock that looks safe, a move that looks obvious, a breakout that looks clean. That's the market posing as a fool to catch a fool. Today, the Palantir report comes out after the bell. You will see innocent price action before the numbers drop. Don't be lulled by a quiet pre-earnings price movement. The algos and the smart money are never naive. They are always positioned. The calm before the earnings report is not innocence, it's strategy. Trade what you see in volume, not what the chart is pretending to be. A little bit more about Palantir. Palantir is the AI earnings report of the week. Government contracts, commercial AI deal flow, and margin expansion will be under the microscope. If Palantir delivers and raises guidance, the stock could be a significant market mover tomorrow. If they disappoint, the AI sentiment trade takes a hit broadly. Prepare your levels before the numbers drop. Stay patient, stay disciplined. Execution over emotion, process over prediction. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Now let's get into these charts, y'all. All right, let's start out with SPY. SPY currently in the pre-market is at 720.26. It is right in the gap. To the downside support, we got 719.80, followed by 718.15 and 716.50. To the upside resistance, we got the top of the gap at 720.50, the pre-market high 721.80, 723.61, and then the all-time high. Next, we got QQQ currently in the pre-market at 674.89. To the downside support, we got 673.50, 672, and the pre-market low is 670.08. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high. First we got the all-time high at 675.97, and then we got the pre-market high at 676.35, and then we got this level here in price discovery land at 677.88. The VIX did gap up over the weekend, but it has since pulled back, and now it's back under 18. It's at 1783 right now. Nvidia is in the pre-market is at 119.17. To the downside support, I got 197.10, followed by the pre-market low of 196.52, and then 195.60. To the upside resistance, I got 199.65. I got the pre-market high at 200 even, and then I got a weekly level at 202.50, followed by 204. Next, we got Google currently in the pre-market at 386.10. To the downside support, we got 385.70. 384.60 and the pre-market low at 384.21. To the upside resistance, we got the all-time high at 386.76. The pre-market high at 388.10, and then this level in price discovery land at 389.44. Next, we got Apple currently in the pre-market at 278.73. To the downside support, we do have the top of this gap here at 278.36. We got the pre-market low at 277.40, the middle of the gap at 277.20, and the bottom of the gap, which is also a daily level at 276. To the upside, resistance is very close to our weekly level right now, 278.80, followed by 279.60, and then the pre-market high at 280.15. Next, we got Microsoft in the pre-market is at 412.74. To the downside support, we got 411.20, followed by 410.50, and then 409, which is a weekly level. To the upside, we got 413.60. We got the pre-market high of 414.45 and 415.75. Next, we got Amazon currently in the pre-market at 269.24. To the downside support, we got 267.65, followed by the pre-market low, the 266.60, and then 266.50. To the upside resistance, we got 270.20, followed by the pre-market high of 271, and then 273.30. Next, we got TSM currently in the pre-market at 403.60. To the downside support, we got $400.25. We got the pre-market low of $399.91, then $396.75. To the upside resistance, we got 404, 405, 407.20, and the pre-market high of 407.75. Next, we got AVGO currently in the pre-market at 420. Their downside support, we got 419.90, 418, 416.40, and the pre-market low of 415. To the upside resistance, we got 422.70. We got the pre-market high of 422.84, and then 424.60, 428.70. Next, we got Meta in the pre-market at 608.24. To the downside support, we got 606.10. The pre-market low is 605.98, and then 604.10 and 600 even. To the upside resistance, we got 610. We got 613.48, which is the pre-market high, 613.70, and 616. Next, we got Tesla in the pre-market is at 390.35. To the downside support, we got 389.90, 387.40, 386.70, and 386 and 384.75. To the upside resistance, we got 392, 393.30, which is the pre-market high, and then 396.70, 397.70, and then $400.60. Next, we got Walmart currently in the pre-market at 131.29. To the downside support, we got 131, 130.76, 130.40, 129.80. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high 131.50, 132, 132.40. Next, we got Berkshire B currently in the pre-market at 475.36. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low of 474.20, followed by 473, 470.90. To the upside resistance, we got 476.65, which is the pre-market high, followed by 478.15 and 479.90. All right, that's what we got for the pre-market brief. We'll be back at the market open, y'all. We'll be back at the market open. Thank y'all for tuning in. Set those alerts. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom.